Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our channel. As promised, today we're going to review the India versus South Africa T20 series. That was in India. Huge week coming up for India, huge month coming up also for India with the BGT series in Australia. Just a week away, starts next Friday or this Friday, however you want to see it. But in the meantime, we're just going to have a little review, little 10-minute review of the India and South Africa T20 series, the best of four. It was a 4-match series. India won 3-1 pretty comfortably in the end. We're going to go through all 4 of them very quickly, and then we'll get into the player matches, player performances, man of the series, man of the matches, what next for South Africa, what next for India, captains and whatever. So the first game in India versus South Africa, India made 202 for 8. South Africa only managed 141. In game 2, South Africa actually won that. India produced 124, and South Africa chased that in 19 overs. The third one, India won. It's actually a pretty close series. There was a couple of games here that were pretty close, probably except for the fourth. The fourth game, which was pretty blowout. We will get a little bit more detailed in the fourth one. But the third game, India, 219 for 6. South Africa managed pretty good score of 208, but wasn't enough. Now the fourth one, we'll get into a little bit into that. Complete blowout. India 283, very good score. South Africa only managing 148. A couple of hundreds in that game. Samson, the wicketkeeper, made 109 of 56 deliveries. Varma, man of the match, 120 of 47 balls. Was fantastic. And really, South Africa just did not recover from that. Tilaka Varma, or Tilak Varma, was player of the series. For his performances across the 4 games. Samson also had a very good series, the wicketkeeper. Fortunately, the captains, Yadav, also known as Sky, was the captain for India, and Aiden Markram was the captain for South Africa. Now, unfortunately, poor Aiden Markram just cannot catch a break. He's had a horrible year. He was captaining this series. Was captaining this series. And yeah, he was pretty disastrous. Aiden Markram didn't make any runs. Another lost series as captain. I don't know what they're going to do with him. It seems to be part of their future, or part of their current plans, part of their future plans. He's not going anywhere. Maybe it is time for him to step down as T20 captain, or probably from South Africa altogether. He's been around for a very long time, very, very long time. There were a lot of hype onto him. Now, from what we understand, from what we've seen, hasn't really lived up to that hype. There's been glimpses. There's been good innings in his career where you thought, gee, he's a really good player. And then he just doesn't perform. So it's very disappointing for South Africa, for Markram. But having said that, so that he is their captain. He is their white ball captain. Now, I'm not sure about Test match captain. If that's something they want to go forward with, Bavuma is literally their captain for the Red Bulls. Sometimes he's not available. So it's interesting to see what they want to do for that. Up next for South Africa, I think they've got a couple of tests coming up. They've got a test coming on the November the 27th, which incidentally, same time as the India and Australia test match. They've got a 2-test series against South Africa in South Africa. Very important series. Because if they win that 2-0, then they've got Pakistan coming up. If they win that 2-0, they win the Test Championship, most likely playing Australia. So it's a big series for South Africa cricket. They've gone through a lot of troubles the last couple of years of players coming in, coming out, players not interested in playing for Test match cricket. So if they can make the World Test Championship final and even win it, that would be massive for the Test team of South Africa. It might change the tide of how players approach cricket in South Africa. So huge series coming up with India. As we know, next week they have a huge series, huge best of 5 series against Australia, starting at Perth next week, up Optus Stadium. So massive for them. Going back, we'll get more into that later, but this is T20. South Africa, been pretty disappointing lately in the T20s. They've lost 4-0 to India. They won the series against Ireland, the white ball series against Ireland. But apart from that, they lost to Afghanistan, lost to West Indies. So yeah, they're in kind of weird transition at the moment where the white ball isn't going such as good. Their red ball has been very, very good. For India, as I just said, they're preparing for BGT, but they did play in this series, bilingual series. As you know, in the T20, Kohli is retired, Rohit Sharma is retired. So they're also playing a young team. This was also a very young team. Patel played in this series. Axar Patel, strangely, wasn't in the BGT series because he gave Australia a complete nightmare last series in India. Different conditions. I think you're going to expect more green tops. We're seeing that in the Sheffield Shield, domestic Australian tournament, more green tops. But India, as far as their T20 team is concerned, they haven't been playing that bad, actually. They've been pretty good, pretty decent. So won their series against South Africa, won that 3-1, as you can see. If we go along, just looking at some player performances, as I mentioned earlier, Samson, their wicketkeeper, had a fantastic series. Very, very strong. So maybe here's one to look for in the ODI team. Maybe they can transition into the ODI team. They did play a T20 series against Bangladesh before the New Zealand series. They won that 3-0. So they've been in good form. The T20 team has been in good form. Before that, they played a white ball series against Sri Lanka. India also won that series. So they've been in good form. Zimbabwe as well was in there, but they did beat South Africa yesterday 3-1, won the series. They're on a little bit of a break now. So India well and truly in the Test match system now, but future's bright. Future's looking very good for T20 cricket in India with all these results, all these winning results. Very strong in T20, as we know. They got the IPL, the number one competition in T20. So very strong. Always be strong India, even if some of their big players are not playing. But anyway, just a little quick review of this. India and South Africa. India winning the best of 4 series 3-1. Thank you for joining us. Now, some big matches coming up, big series, big stuff for the show. We will be covering India and Australia, of course. We'll also be covering South Africa and Sri Lanka, because that's, like I said, that's very important for the Test World Championship. South Africa win that 2-0. They've got Pakistan coming up. They will, be in the World Test Championship final. Speaking of Pakistan, tomorrow we'll be going live again tomorrow to review the Australian series, the Australian-Pakistan series. Pakistan won the white ball series, the ODI series, and now Australia won. They won last night against Pakistan in a rain-affected game. There was lightning in Brisbane. So we will be doing at the end of that series. We will be doing a review for that. So plenty of videos coming up for the show. But anyway, like and subscribe. As you know, if you can tell, T20 is not kind of my thing. But for today, I'll do it for the audience. And anyway, thank you for watching. If you like what you're seeing, like I said, just please subscribe. We've got a lot of shows coming up. My Twitter handle is down there, Lucas Cricket 26. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a good day, and stay tuned for more content, because there will be more content coming in the next couple of weeks. Trust me, I've got the whole summer, the whole Australian summer for content. So thank you and goodbye.